I am so excited to be here tonight. I hope everyone is ready for a really fun evening. I'm glad that we have so many people joining us as we kick off the 130th legislative session here in Maine. My name, as you can see on the screen, is Gretchen Johnson, and I will be your MC, Master of Ceremonies, for the next hour. And I'm also really happy to serve on the board of the Maine Women's Lobby, which brings us here tonight. We'll be joined tonight by some of our fabulous guests and staff of the Maine Women's Lobby to go over some of the issues and bills that our elected officials will be reviewing and deciding upon in this session. If we've learned anything from the past 4 years, it's the truth to the quote, "If you aren't outraged, you aren't paying attention." And we at the Maine Women's Lobby are definitely outraged. And that's a good thing, because a little bit of outrage can fuel some pretty serious action. And that's what we're here to hope you will help us with. And speaking of outrage, we also are really excited to welcome our outrageous friends with Bait Bag, the band from North Haven, Maine's own foremost female, all-female punk trio. And we'll be hearing from them, and we'll be hearing from some of our guests. And before they come on, though, I want to turn it over to Danya to get us moving along. Danya is Maine Women's Lobby. Sorry, I got to introduce you properly, Danya. Danya serves as our Development and Communications Coordinator, rock star extraordinaire.
I always get "I love you" mixed up with "rock on," and I'm just like, I love you!
Or hang loose, it's all good.
Or hang loose. So today we're here with the Maine Women's Lobby, of which I am very happy and proud to be a part of. The lobby began in 1978 when a group of women organized and advocated for gender equity and justice with just $2 memberships from across Maine. The lobby does a lot of things, including working in our legislative body and work to promote economic justice and solutions, and gender-based discrimination and violence, protect the health of all Mainers, especially reproductive health, support system change, and reduce the harmful effects of racism and misogyny here in Maine. And we do it all through advocacy and civic education. Tonight, MWL is here with Bait Bag, and we're celebrating the start of the 130th legislature in Maine. Bait Bag was founded in the summer of 2018 by Fiona, Claire, and Courtney, who you will meet very soon, and they have been killing it ever since. And you might already see them. There they are.
We wanted to hear from you. We want to make sure that this is an interactive night. This is about all of us. This is not about a bunch of people talking at our audience. This is about our audience talking back at us too. Please drop a note in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know what issues around gender equity are really foremost for you and what's driving your interest in participating tonight, but also in all the issues that we may be covering and what bills may be coming up. Just let us know what's exciting you or enraging you these days. I think, are we going to be doing the word cloud too?
That's a question for Logan.
Logan is here with us tonight. Logan is he is one of our amazing Maine Women's Lobby staff people. He coordinates so much stuff, and including that is some of our technology tonight. Thank you, Logan.
Most of my coordinating is with outfits, but technology sometimes. I just dropped a poll link into the chat, so folks can we can do a poll and see actually once you tell us what issues are most important to you, that is going to generate a word cloud that we will be able to carry on from this event and of course into our work. And for those on Facebook, I'm going to be going over and dropping that now, but take a look in the chat.
Thanks, Logan. I appreciate that. And just so everyone knows, this word cloud is not just going to be a cool visual. It's not just sort of a fun gimmick. We actually really want to hear from you. We want to know what issues are affecting you in your life and what you're interested in. We will actually use that kind of feedback to help us guide us in our work. So please don't be shy. You can enter, I think, up to 5 different issues. So feel free to share. And I think that makes us at the go moment. I think we're ready to hear from Bait Bag.
Uh-oh.
Hang tight. We are working on this.
Okay.
Sorry guys, we're having sound issues. Hold on.
Looked like you were having so much fun though.
It looked amazing.
We did sound check and it still doesn't matter.
We can hear you now. It looks great. Thank you, Bait Bag. Welcome to the night.
Yay! It's not even Mercury retrograde, or is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do some girl push-ups. Let's do some girl push-ups. Let's do some girl push-ups. And now we're gonna show you how it's done. Step 1, put your hands up on the earth. Now push away everything you've heard about what you should look like, what you should be. We're gonna push it away, push it away. Step 2, you do you, and do whatever you wanna do. And if someone tries to tell you what to do, you just push it away, push it away. Put away, Photoshop and retouch. Push it away, dyeing my gray hair. Push it away, retread body. Push it away, push it away. Let's do some girl push-ups. Let's do some girl push-ups. Let's do some girl push-ups. Push it away, push it away. Step 3, now you're free to be whoever you wanna be. And if someone tries to tell you what to be, you just push it away, push it away. Push it away, hiding in shapewear. Push it away, working my guilt. Push it away, not asking somebody to dance. Push it away, push it away. Let's do some girl push-ups. Let's do some girl push-ups. Let's do some girl push-ups. Push it away, push it away. Thank you.
That was
You all heard
awesome.
that this time. We're Bait Bag. We're out on North Haven. Thank you so much for having us. This is really exciting. We're starting the set with 2 that, if you've been with us for a little while, you might recognize, that have less to do with policy and more to do with just kind of what it's like to be a female person in the world. You know, looking at glossy magazines, getting catcalled across the street, things like that. This one's called Hot Garbage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sunshine, flowers, a day without showers. Sundress, walking, thinking, not talking. Suddenly a voice from across the street says, hey, you're the kind of girl I'd like to meet. Hey, baby, hey, won't you give me that smile? Well, I'm feeling hot, just like a pile of hot garbage. Hot, hot garbage. Hot garbage. Hot garbage. Suddenly a voice from across the street says, hey, you're the kind of girl I'd like to meet. Hey, baby, hey, won't you give me that smile? Hot garbage.
Thank you so much, Bait Bag. That was fantastic. And I know we had a couple of sound issues there, so thanks everybody for being patient while we work out some of the details. But that was a kick-ass start to our kickoff event. So we can't wait to hear what comes next in the next few sets. In between the sets from Bait Bag, we will have some guest speakers talking about the various issues that are forefront for them. And our first guest is Betsy Sweet. Very happy to welcome you tonight, Betsy. Betsy is the founder of Moose Ridge Associates, Maine's foremost progressive lobbying organization, addressing all kinds of issues that really resonate for us at the Maine Women's Lobby. And Betsy also happens to have served as the Maine Women's Lobby's third lobbyist from 1982 to 1984. Thanks for coming to join us tonight, Betsy. What's on your mind?
Thanks, Gretchen. Thank you so much. And I am so excited to see all of you. Some of us, Lisa Miller and Darylyn, and some of us have been doing this for a long time. And one of the things that makes me smile so hard is that for many of you on this Zoom, I am so happy that you're here. And I realize that you were born after I started working for the Women's Lobby. And it doesn't make me feel old. It makes me feel hopeful. So I am just really excited. You know, the Women's Lobby, as I moved to Maine back in 1982, my grandparents used to live on North Haven with the Bait Bag before they came, before they were born too. So it's such an awesome opportunity to both, you know, I wanted to get as close to North Haven as I could. So I came to Maine and I started working for the Women's Lobby. I just want to say that the role of the Women's Lobby has been both adapting and consistent for the last, since 1978, right? We have made sure that there was a voice. You know, when I started lobbying, there were 67 registered lobbyists and 3 of us were women. And so now there are hundreds and hundreds of registered lobbyists and lots of us are women. But the thing is that the policy is where it's at. You know, we have done things over the years, and I don't want to sound like an old history book, but to protect a woman's right to choose, you know, we were the ones who stopped this horrific parental consent law and made it into a really responsible adult use law around women's reproductive choice. We're the ones who got the first Family Medical Leave Act in the country passed. And now I know we're looking for paid leave, and I am right on board with that because everyone should be able to access it. But we started that. And, you know, civil rights for gay and lesbian and trans and bi and folks, you know, when I started, we got 18 votes on the floor of the legislature. And it's only because the Women's Lobby, that's my dog, sorry, the Women's Lobby has been consistent and has been there and never gives up and persists. And I just have to say, these last 4 years, I don't know about you, but I am so ready to exhale tomorrow at 1 o'clock and finally move on. But it's because that we have been here. The Women's Lobby has been there making progress through every kind of administration, every kind of, he agrees, he's with us. But every kind of thing you can imagine, every kind of legislature, every kind of policy, equity, fairness, sexual harassment, it all is coming right down to the Women's Lobby. And I'm so thrilled to be with you and to have Desti and Danya and such amazing staff and board members like Gretchen. And I know, again, Lisa and Darylyn and a bunch of us have been here for a long time. We are thrilled to be here again, and we've got to do it. We got to put our shoulder to the, you know, grindstone. And I know we're all tired from the last 4 years, but we can do it. And we just need a little pep from the Bait Bag, and we will do it. And you know, the thing that's great about the Women's Lobby is we don't just like to talk about it, we like to win. And I like to win. And I think that we can win for women and girls, people of color, the LGBTQIA community. This is how we do it, to make it economically, politically, and socially, not just safe, but welcoming, and so that we can all thrive. So I'm with you 100%, and I can't wait to see what this year brings.
Thank you, Betsy. I think we are all ready to see some forward movement made and to get some real work done in a positive direction. So we thank you for your lobbying work. We thank you for your support, and we thank you for being a part of the Maine Women's Lobby history and our future. So thank you for being a part of tonight too. Okay, so the next guest is our very own Desti Homan Sprague. Yay! What? Our executive director, who has been a game changer for the work that we're doing. We love working with Dusty, and Dusty will share with us some of the issues that she's looking at right now as she evaluates what the bills are in front of the legislature and what's jumping out for her. Dusty, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Gretchen, and thank you so much to Betsy, and thanks to the bait bag. I'm so excited tonight. We're just thrilled to be here. We have so many incredible issues coming up. I have honestly not felt this hopeful in years and years about what we have in front of us right now in terms of both the Maine legislature and thinking about what's going on in the federal legislature. So, we are just absolutely, as Betsy said, we're committed to winning. So not just doing things because they feel good, but doing things because they are actually changing the lives and experiences for people who are facing gender inequity and gender discrimination in our state. So right at the top of the list, we know that the pandemic has really made it almost impossible for people to balance their lives and their workplace. So we're looking at issues of paid family leave, we're looking at issues of childcare, we're looking at workers' rights. We also know that the pandemic has really undermined our overall health. Paid family leave supports that. We're also supporting expansion of Maine care reimbursement rates, and looking at postpartum care so that people after birth can get the support that they need. We're looking at general issues of gender equity. We know women are not the only people who face gender inequity. And so we're supporting Maine TransNet on issues to make sure that incarcerated Mainers who are trans have a real Bill of Rights in terms of their housing and medical care. We also are making sure that the Maine Human Rights Act, we're working on standardizing that so that gender identity is included fully in every part of the Maine Human Rights Act. We're addressing issues of personal safety and violence to help ensure that Maine's sexual and domestic service providers have the funding that they need to do the best possible work. Also want to make sure that we acknowledge that the number of women who have experienced incarceration in the last 20 years has grown 200% in Maine. That is mostly because of the combination of trauma and the way that we think and talk about drug use and drug possession in Maine, and we really need to do better. So we have so many issues that we're working on in Maine and so many opportunities to improve the work that we do. The thing that I'm most excited to share tonight, though, is to let you know that our top priority is making all of this available and visible to you, to the public. So head on over to our website. That's Maine Women's Lobby or mainwomen.org. We have more resources than ever before to make sure that you really get the back end information about what's happening in the Maine legislature and that you have all the tools you need to be able to access that information and really make a difference in our state. Thanks, Gretchen. That's all from me.
Thank you so much, Dusty. That's a great overview. Really helpful to hear what we work on and what we're paying attention to this year. You guys are doing an amazing job dropping all kinds of stuff in the chat. I see my little red blurb like lighting up. So please keep them coming. Keep your questions coming. If there are particular things you'd like someone here to talk about, we can try to address those as well. And during the next set, while the band plays, don't forget to invite your friends. We want to try to grow the audience as much as we can to hear as much of Bait Bag as possible. And also, what the guests we have coming up too, of course. So make sure you share, use whatever forum you prefer. Text your friends, tell them to tune in, share it on Facebook. We're going to drop a link, I think, in the chat that you can use to share. There it is. So please let people know what you're doing. Let them know that you're here with us tonight. Let them know that they're missing Bait Bag. And with that, I think we're ready for the next set. Bait Bag, take us off.
This is a sound check. Are we good? Okay. It's very exciting for me to hear you talk about postpartum care and paid family leave. These next two songs are songs on those topics, and I'll talk a little bit more between the two. me. I gave you my body, you tore it in two. I love you, but nobody told me that all I was loving would tear me in two. Love me, you say that you love me. Love me, I love you, I swear that I do. I love you, and that's why I told you. That's why I told you to tear me in two. I'm leaking, I'm bleeding, I'm torn and I'm happy. I gave you my body, you tore it in two. I love you, but nobody told me that all I did loving would tear me in two. Love me, say that you love me. I love you, I swear that I do. I love you, but nobody told me that all I did loving would tear me in two. Tear me in two, 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 and that's what I told you. Tear me in two. Almost fell over. So I am a mom, and the dad is behind the board, and the daughter is actually sitting in the audience watching a movie, I think. And I had a really pretty awesome and super normal pregnancy, and like a pretty kind of awesome normal labor and delivery, and then I was completely unprepared for the changes that my body would go through after that, and didn't really know where to go for the resources, and didn't have anyone proactively supporting me with that. The need for really proactive and amazing postpartum care that's universally accessible is huge. The things that we take for granted that happen to our bodies that we think are normal are not normal. And I'm so excited to hear you call that out specifically as an issue that needs support. The next song is called Cinderella's Story, and it is for the women who have it all except for childcare. Everything but that. Where are the women who have it all? Are they slumped in the entry hall, saying, gee, I wish I'd never been to the ball where the shoe dropped? And do they struggle with work-life balance? Even though they live in a palace, are they wondering if that's all their lives add up to? Does Sleeping Beauty wish she had stayed asleep? The Little Mermaid ever long for the deep? Are these the thoughts that keep princesses up at night? And do their kids make their lives worth living? Worth it even though they're giving up the self-identity they fought for? And how about the moms of Instagram? What don't they save on the hard drive RAM? What don't they share with their friends and family? Don't we see? When we're working on the second shift, if we let our concentration drift, we find that we're staring into the abyss of the endless days. Who saves the women who have it all? Who's gonna catch us if we fall? Who's gonna hear our desperate call? Who saves the women who have it all? Thanks, back to you.
Sorry, I had a little trouble unmuting myself. At least I didn't start talking first like I always do. But anyways, that was awesome. Thank you, Bait Bag. You are sounding amazing. And the messages in those songs was absolutely perfect for what brings us here tonight. Thank you for putting music and words to the issues that we all really care about. And thank you for sharing your story too. I think if you talk to even just a couple of women you know, they're going to have stories about their childbirth story, their postpartum, their prepartum, their fertility, their wellness, their general access to healthcare to take care of all of their body's needs. And so thank you for sharing that with us tonight. I'm really excited about our next guest because she is the newest member of the Maine Women's Lobby Board. And this is actually my first time meeting face-to-face. So Quinn Gormley, the Executive Director of Maine TransNet, is here with us. Quinn, hi.
Hey, nice to properly meet you too. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, you sound great.
Right, well,
just tell us a little bit about what's on your mind. What's going on with Maine TransNet and what are you guys working on?
Absolutely. Well, I want to say thank you, first of all, to inviting us here to speak about our work at Maine TransNet. I'm honored to have joined the board, and I'm excited to continue growing in our relationship with the Maine Women's Lobby as we continue to imagine a world where gender is something that is fun and beautiful and joyful in our lives and not a force for determining the course of our lives. I want to start with some ugly truths before we get into some good opportunities, which is to acknowledge that we're facing an unprecedented number of anti-trans bills in this legislature. We have so far 3 bills specifically targeting some of the most targeted and stigmatized members of our community. We have 2 so-called transgender sports bills in the legislature this year, which are seeking to make sure that trans kids generally and trans girls specifically are unable to participate in school sports here in Maine, which is going to weaken hard-won victories and protections under Title IX and ensure that students who could be actively part of the social life blood of their schools are not able to be part of that and enjoy natural and normal aspects of growing up and being part of a team. We also have a bill in the legislature this year which is seeking to make it legal for shelters, homeless shelters that serve women to explicitly deny care and access to services for transgender people when accessing those services, putting a target on the backs of trans people who are in some of the most difficult periods of their life during a pandemic where access to shelter services are already difficult and economic insecurity is ensuring that even more of an already vulnerable community are in need of those services. These bills are wrong and terrible, and I genuinely hope that you're inspired to help us fight against them without a bigger reason than just knowing that they're wrong and harmful. But I want to make sure that you all understand that these bills do not just affect the well-being of transgender Mainers. Each of these 3 bills is based on a reductive assumption of what it means to be a human and what gender is. And like so many other examples of when government has reduced us to our bodies, they're going to infringe on the rights of anyone who is not defined as having a good body in our society. And we can't afford to cede any leverage on that fight to make sure that the way we are born is not what determines the way our lives happen to be. In some good news, though, there are some wonderful bills in the legislature too. As Dusty mentioned, we're working on some legislation this year to ensure that transgender people who are incarcerated are able to be housed according to their consistently held gender identities within county jails and prisons here in Maine, and that access to gender-affirming medical care is guaranteed. And this is an essential step in getting gender-affirming medical care recognized as a medical necessity rather than some kind of cosmetic procedure that's optional. And that ensuring that right will not only serve trans people who are incarcerated, but will strengthen our arguments when we seek to make other bills to ensure that all trans care is part of standard and routine care here in Maine. We have a multitude of other bills before the legislature, some of whom are serving trans people specifically, some of which are addressing schools and curriculum, some of them are ensuring that LGBTQ veterans are able to access state-level benefits for their service. I encourage you all to be in touch with the Maine Women's Lobby, Maine TransNet, and our partners at Equality Maine for actions that you can take to support this legislation throughout the rest of term. And finally, before I finish, I want to talk about something that is related to our legislative advocacy, but isn't necessarily a bill. You know, one of the The things that you need in order to pass a bill is good data to show the legislature just why a problem needs to be addressed by them. And it's a struggle that we're facing in the trans community, that we have a long-standing systemic lack of data in our community. In fact, as of today, there is no Maine-specific data set on transgender adults' experiences in our state. And Maine TransNet is trying very hard to fix that right now. And so I believe they're dropping a link in the chat right now for the first ever Maine Trans Community Survey. And I'm asking you that if you are a member of our community, if you can take about 45 minutes to answer about 100 questions for us, we'd really appreciate it, because that data is going to help guide our work over the next couple of years and help us show the rest of the state that we need to work on some issues affecting our community. And if you're not directly part of the trans community, I'm going to ask, send this to the trans people in your life, share it on your social media. We need help getting the word out about this in order to get enough responses. And thank you all again for having us tonight. And I'm really excited for all the work that we're going to be able to do together over the next couple of months.
Thank you so much, Quinn. I'm really excited about you being a part of the Maine Women's Lobby Board and for bringing your insight and perspective to our organization and to this evening. I think that while the information you shared is discouraging in some way, in every way, and shocking, I think, again, it should fuel that outrage that triggers all of us to get involved, to do what we can. That and thank you for your positive messages that this does affect all of us. This isn't something that we have to sit idly by and watch happen. We can all play a role, and we all have to be involved in this, because equality and equity doesn't exclude people. So we have to make sure that we're continuing to push against every form of injustice. Thank you so much. I think that our next speaker will come up after the next set from Bait Bag, but I think we're all ready for a little bit of music. We're all ready to channel our inner riot girl, and we are ready for some Bait Bag. Let's hear it, Bait Bag. Thank you.
Oh, you think that I am just a toy? Take me off the shelf, you little boy. Don't you know that you don't bring me joy? Do what I want to do what I want to do. Oh, you think that I am just a toy? Take me off the shelf, you little boy. Don't you know that you don't bring me joy? Do what I want to do what I want to do. Oh, you think that you got all the power, sitting hiding in your tower. Don't you know that we are getting sour? Do what I want to do what I want to do. Do Thank you. That was a little toy. The next one's called Pockets, and you know, maybe that's not like the legislation we're all fighting for, but I feel like it's just like a little thing to make your life better. You've got a pocket in your clothes that you can put your things on, and something that women often don't have for some reason. So we wrote a song about it. It's not where I want to play that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want pockets for my wallet and keys. I just want pockets to put my hands if I please. I just want pockets. Come on, I'm down on my knees. I just want pockets. Give me pockets. I just want pockets. That's not too much to ask. I need a place to put a knife and a flask, to keep my goggles and an oxygen mask. I just want pockets. Give me pockets. It sure be nice to leave the house without a handbag or a purse. To have 2 hands to get things done. Women's pants are the worst. I just want pockets in my pants or my dress. I just want pockets, or my life is a mess. I just want pockets to save me all kinds of stress. I just want pockets. Give me pockets. It sure be nice to leave the house without a handbag or a purse. To have 2 hands to get things done. Women's pants are the worst. I just want pockets in my pants or my dress. I just want pockets, or my life is a mess. I just want pockets to save me all kinds of stress. I just want pockets. Give me pockets. Pockets are a thing that's easy to give. They should be a right, not a male privilege. Pockets make life so easy to live. So give me pockets. Give me pockets. Thank you. This next one is our newest single. We released it New Year's Eve. It's called Safe Word. It's about 2020, the year that just wouldn't stop, no matter how many times we said cantaloupe, and we kept reminding it. If it was cantaloupe, it just wouldn't let up. But it's 2021. Things are like medium hopeful. But that kind of hope is only amounts to something if it's backed by authentic legislation. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing, that we're helping you with by fumbling words. All right. 19, 20, it would have been enough, you know, would have been plenty. 19, 20, it would have been enough, it would have been enough. Every year since 2016, we've been asking how the world could be so mean. Can't stop posting that stuff to fire me. Every year since 2016. You know the hindsight is 2020. It would have been enough, you know, it would have been plenty. The last decade treated us pretty gently, and now we're getting fucked money in 2020. 19, 20, it would have been enough, you know, it would have been plenty. 19, 20, it would have been enough, it would have been enough. This is my safe word, I'm down on my knees. I'm asking you sweetly, I'm begging you please. This is my safe word, I'm wondering why. I'm bleeding and crying, cause I'm not ready to die. It would have been enough. Die, 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 die. It would have been enough. Die, 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 die. It would have been enough. Die, 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 die. It would have been enough. Enough of my boyfriend, enough of my girlfriend, enough of my husband, enough of my children, enough of my parents, enough of my siblings, enough of my roommates, enough of my houseplants, enough of injustice, the system's pain. As much as we're losing, we got more to gain. 19, 20, 19, 20, 19, 20. Hey man, stop the world! I want to get up! It's the longest Passover of all time, everybody. Back to you.
Thank you so much. That song is amazing. Congratulations on getting it out. I know that people are going to be checking it out. They're going to be going to your website. They're going to be looking up all your videos. I know I have been listening to everything I can get my hands on, and it sounds great. I love Safe Word. Our final guest for tonight is Abbie Strout. She joins us as she's the Director of Education and Community Engagement for the Mabel Wadsworth Center from Midcoast, Maine. Abbie, thank you for joining us. We're glad you're here. Let us know a little bit about what's on your mind. What's going on with you and Mabel Wadsworth Center?
Thanks. I'm really happy to be here with you all tonight, and I'm loving this music. So I'll start by telling you about Mabel Wadsworth Center. We're an independent feminist healthcare center up in Bangor, but I am based in Rockland. I live in Rockland. So our clinic's not in Midcoast, but I am personally. We provide a wide range of essential healthcare services, which include pregnancy care, both prenatal and postpartum care, as well as abortion care. We provide mental health counseling, gender affirming hormone therapy, and just in this past year, we started offering primary care. So we've been expanding. Most of our services can be offered, or many of our services can be offered via telehealth. Our philosophy of care is person-centered and trauma-informed. It's feminist. We give people the time and space to get the information they need to make decisions about their bodies and their lives. And we were founded as a women's health center, but we've grown to serve people of all genders to better meet the needs of our community. And we aim to create a welcoming and affirming space for transgender people. We were the first publicly available abortion provider in the state of Maine. And as I mentioned before, we're an independent clinic. Independent abortion providers, we also use the term indies for short. We provide care to 3 out of every 5 people who get abortions in the United States. But a lot of people don't know about us because we all don't have that same name recognition as Planned Parenthood. But they're independent clinics throughout the country, often providing care in the states with the most restrictive anti-abortion laws. And I want to urge folks to learn more about indie clinics. There's a website called keepourclinics.org, and I can put it in the chat after to learn more about our collective work. Our community and our organization are deeply impacted by the decisions made by lawmakers in Augusta and in Washington. And we don't have a lobbyist that works for us in Augusta, but we pay close attention to each legislative session to what might help support and what might harm our community. So we're excited to see that there are really wonderful bills this year that will expand access to healthcare. And we're angry to see that during a pandemic, when our focus should be on finding creative ways to increase access, anti-abortion, politicians have decided to submit numerous bills with the goal of making abortions harder to provide, harder to access, and to shame people who have abortions. So what can we do about it? Of course, we can follow organizations like the Maine Women's Lobby and Maine TransNet and Mabel's to stay informed and to look for guidance on when and how to reach out to lawmakers. And that's whether it's to support bills that you care about or to oppose the bills that will cause harm to us and our communities. And then in the meantime, we can also find ways to support individuals and communities who are directly impacted, whether that's through donating money or through volunteering our time. And I will plug an upcoming event that Mabel Wadsworth Center is hosting. We have an event on Friday online from 6:30 to 8:30 for our annual Row anniversary called Care, Create, Connect. And it's a virtual crafting event where we're going to make really simple rice sock heating pads and write supportive notes to give to our abortion care clients. Because needing an abortion during a pandemic can be incredibly stressful. There are many barriers to seeking care, including transportation, getting time off work, finding childcare. And then if you add having to keep it a secret from anybody close to you, it can be a very challenging time. Additionally, our clients have to pass through anti-abortion protesters on their way to their appointments, pass through in their cars. They're not with their bodies. And these rice sock heating pads show our clients that they have support from our community, that they're not alone, and to really just give back during this time. And it's a really casual event. You can come and leave whenever, and anyone's invited. And I just want to add that we are all together building the future where we're all able to live, work, and make decisions about our health and our future with dignity and respect. And there's a role for all of us to play in that. So thank you so much. I'm excited to hear some more music.
Thank you so much, Abbie. We are really thrilled to have you here talking about these important issues. And let's hope that trauma-informed and person-centered become the norm and the universal standard for all healthcare, and not just something that people can find at specialized clinics and feminist healthcare organizations, but everywhere. And hopefully everyone's paying attention to the great work being done by Mabel Wadsworth and all of your whole team to make sure that that becomes the standard. Thank you so much. We have dropped a ton of links in the chat. So scroll around, make sure you get everything you need, make sure you get all the information to take away with you. We will be stashing all this stuff for you, so you can reach out to us if you need the links. Reach out to the Maine Women's Lobby if you want to connect with any of us off this event. And I think I just want to say thank you so much and send it out to Bait Bag. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been an incredible night. This has been so much fun. Your music is so inspiring, and I just wish that I could, well, I don't wish I could flail around my office, because I probably could, but nobody really wants to see that. So just know that I am flailing wildly in my heart.
You should flail if you want to flail. That's like our whole ethos, actually. We have 3 songs left, and the first one is a song that we released about a year ago as a fundraiser for Planned Parenthood of Northern New England. But I'm super excited to hear about the work that indie clinics are doing, and the Mabel Wadsworth Center especially. This is called My Body, My Choice. We've got to have choice. Oh, what's the alternative? Septic shock in some back alley, like a mid-century drama. You're an antique, but not the good kind. You're a relic out of Hawthorne. You're a Margaret Atwood villain. We all have our reasons. The reasons don't matter. What matters is people. What matters is joy. It's my body and it's my 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 choice. You think I'm a host. You think it's a movie. Like a giant space invader, just wants to perpetuate his species every time. It's a gamble. It's a spin of the roulette wheel, and the dealer knows the odds. We all have our reasons. The reasons don't matter. What matters is people. What matters is joy. It's my body and it's my 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 joy. Clean and safe and free. That's the way it has to be. You've seen the way it was before, with women's bodies keeping score. We all have our reasons. The reasons don't matter. What matters is people. What matters is joy. It's my body and it's my 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 joy. I yell and I'll scream with the last of my voice. It's my body and it's my joy.
Woo! That was fantastic. Thank you, Big Bag.
Thank you. We've got 2 more, if that is okay.
Oh, yeah, that's better than okay. Keep going.
Okay. This one's about that crazy time limit that people with ovaries feel they've got in their bodies, going tick, tick, tick. Career, kids, family, house. What is the story?
The song's called Rotten Eggs. Your biological clock's just fine. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing with mine? What am I doing with my life? What am I doing with mine? Worry about eggs rotting in fridges. Not in the ovaries of all the postages. We got magic powers that last like an hour. Or like 30 years, but fuck, I think I swear. I am lucky to be born with the parts I wanted. Even with that privilege, I am exhausted.
Thank you so much for having us. Before we play our last song, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Waterman's Community Center, which is the beautiful stage that we are transmitting live from. Bill Travaskis, he's our engineer and producer, and he's running sound and video and lots of cables and many buttons and things tonight. Also Penrose, our child, who's very patiently watching probably Harry Potter still. And thank you so much for having us, the Maine's Women's Lobby. Nothing in life happens without a little nepotism. My dad, Dr. Jane Alaboff, who I think is still with us in the stream tonight, introduced us to Destiny, and we couldn't be happier to have that connection. So we would love to see all of you on our Instagram page, Baitbag the Band. We're on Facebook, and we're really we're actively trying to get Spotify listeners. So if that's a thing that you do, help us beat the algorithm. I don't know how it works. I'm very old. We're gonna end with a cover of Decepticon by La Tigre. Thank you so much.
Who took the bomb?
Every day and night, I can see my disgust.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, that was so good. Thank you so much, Bait Bag.
That was phenomenal. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and making this night totally rock. I was loving seeing everyone flailing around with me. Thank you for the freedom to flail. And thank you so much for having fun with us and learning about policy. Punk and policy is probably my new favorite combo, even better than chocolate and peanut butter. So I had a great time. I hope you all did too. I hope you learned something. I hope you danced a little, and I hope that you were all a little bit inspired to maybe get to the Maine Women's Lobby website, sign up for our newsletter, maybe get a little more information about the policies that we're looking at, the issues that were talked about tonight. That all of our guests, I want to thank Betsy, I want to thank Quinn, I want to thank Abbie, I want to thank the Maine Women's Lobby staff, I want to thank Bait Bag, above and beyond awesome, and all of your behind the scenes people who made tonight happen. Thank you so much. Stay connected, stay in touch with us, reach out to us. We can answer questions, we can point you in the right direction, we can connect you with the people that you need to talk to, but stay informed, sign up for our newsletter, make sure you're getting the information delivered to you that will help you stay involved on the level you want to be involved. I will ask Dania and Logan to make sure that if there's anything that we need to share, any links, anything else we need to drop in the chat before we sign off for tonight. But it was great to see all of your faces, and I wish that this could be in person. Maybe we'll have a redo to kick off the 131st legislative session, and maybe we'll jam out in person together. So thank you all so much for being here.
Woo! Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.